About 5 years ago, when I first started training jiu-jitsu, I learned real quickly because growing up, for me, the high school I went to, we had football, baseball, and basketball.
Yeah.
We didn't have cross country. We didn't have track. We didn't have a wrestling team or anything like that. And I had no clue. My first probably 3 or 4 jiu-jitsu classes, I had to sit down outside and regain my composure after class before I felt like I could even safely drive home.
Yeah.
Because I was so winded and just so gassed. And, and obviously they're like, hey, you all right? And and that was when I was, I dipped my toes in the water when we were in Florida. And then it was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to keep running to work on my cardio. This is pretty difficult. This is not what I thought it was.
Yeah, because imagine running with like a 200-pound guy leaning on your chest.
Yeah.
That's kind of what jiu-jitsu is when you're first
Yes.
getting started. When you get a little bit better, you can cheat, you can kind of slow down, and you know how to modulate your breathing and whatnot.
Yep.
But when you first start, it's like running a marathon with a 200-pound dude laying on your chest.
Yeah,
it's miserable.
Absolutely. And then, I took the introductory first week when I was in Florida, and then that was all I was doing. My daughter at the time was only 2 years old, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go home and be dad.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. I'm just. And then, fast forward, not even 2 years later, we're here in Vegas, stationed over here at Nellis Air Force Base to help set up another F-35 unit, and heck, I was 4.5 years, and I didn't. I know they had kung fu classes on base at one point, and we took our daughter to go kind of check that out because, I grew up around martial arts even without practicing certain ones.
Right.
I had a lot of respect, which is my story with jiu-jitsu. Lots and lots of respect because I knew it wasn't easy.
Right.
I just didn't know how hard it was for a beginner. And fast forward and. I've left Nellis Air Force Base, and I get PCA'd up to Creech Air Force Base out in the middle of the desert. And
how far is Creech outside of Vegas?
If you're going from Nellis Air Force Base, it's about an hour to hour and 15, depending on traffic.
Yeah.
So I was making that drive because we lived in base housing at the time. And then I don't even remember where I saw it. I saw where they had jiu-jitsu on base. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's give this a try again. My daughter's a little bit older. She's 6, 7-ish years old. She's tried dance, she's tried soccer and all that. But I'm going to sign up and do it with her so that she's not hesitant or scared. And I told my coach very first night, I was like, look, I'm only doing this for 1 month, dude. So my daughter sees that it's okay. She's not scared. Try to be that example rather than the person that you should do this. And then never do it. And he's like, yeah, I hear you. But he said it in a way with a smirk that no, that's not good. So I know, I can already tell.
Yeah, you'll get addicted just like everybody else.
We only had training twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays on base, which I guess a plug they still do on Nellis Air Force Base.
Nice.
Mondays and Thursdays for the base population. They got kids and adult class. And that... we're driving to class maybe 3 weeks into it. I'm already gearing up thinking, you know what? Yeah, it's rough. And I respect it even more than my 1 week trial back in Florida. And but I'm super busy, being NCO and responsibilities with work. And my daughter tells me on the drive over there, she's like, Daddy, I really like jiu-jitsu. I want to do this. And she had never said that about soccer, cheerleading, dance, or anything. She kind of done it just because we were like, hey, try it out. And she's like, oh, all right. And then she just looked at me and told me, she's like, I really like this. I was like, damn it. Now I'm going to, it's like, because, you got a daughter also. Mm-hmm. We definitely love that bond with our daughters.
Yeah.
And that was something that kept me doing jiu-jitsu initially.
How long you and your daughter been doing it now?
My daughter, now that she's a moody teen,
yes,
no longer trains. She's a high schooler. She doesn't have time for that. But I continue to train, and not counting multiple deployments since I started, it's been about 5 years with about half that time I've been gone.
Yeah.
So,
I get the feeling, I haven't met your daughter yet. I get the feeling she's a badass. I know she shoots. I know she used to do Jiu Jitsu. She's a teenage girl, like all teenage girls are going through their thing. But I get the feeling you have a very tough daughter.
She is a very mentally resilient girl. She's way tougher than what she will ever admit. It's almost like she tries to be girly girl sometimes,
right?
Because
just to offset the toughness.
Well, when we were living in Florida, we had a trampoline. Long story short, she didn't fall off, but she landed funny and broke her leg. So she just sat down and kept playing with her toys with her little friends. We were having a little cookout at the house that day. And when it came time to get off the trampoline, she didn't want to get off and walk. So my wife picked her up, carried her in. It's nap time. I get home from being out in the woods, going shooting with the guys. And the wife tells me what's going on. I say, okay, well, let's just take her to the doctor. And she's got a snapped leg.
Holy shit.
And she never cried or anything. And the only time she started to get upset or cry was when the doctor wanted her to just straighten her leg out. It didn't need to be set. It was a clean break, but it wasn't like fractured or anything like that. And it scared her because she knew she was hurt.
Right.
And the doctor was like, can you like calm her down? I'm like, yeah. And I just she was on one of them tables, leaned up kind of like we are in the chairs right here. And I just kind of laid over her waist and I looked at her. I said, look, sweetie, if he hurts you, I'll hurt him. And she just looked at me and went, okay. And the wife told me that the doctor had a look on his face that like he was really uncomfortable.
Right.
And but she didn't cry. She didn't tear up. They done everything they needed with no hassles, no problem. And every time she's ever like gotten hurt as a kid, when you know it hurt,
right,
she's not going to cry. And she never has. And the only time I've ever seen my daughter cry was I got onto her pretty harsh for something I don't even remember now.
Yeah.
And she cried really hard over that, but I think that's because Dad got onto her.
Right.
But physical things, no.
Yeah.
Mentally tough things, Jiu Jitsu, no. There wasn't anything about any of it that, if she got hurt or anything like that, she was always very, very resilient. So, very blessed with my daughter. I'm not sure I done anything right. Maybe it was the wife.
Yeah.
But we're very blessed with the attitude mostly of our daughter.